begin, share this video. Stand with African farmers. Say no to food colonization. Subscribe to See Africa TV, because this is our voice, our future. They say it's for our own good. They say it will end hunger. They say it's science. But behind the promises of genetically modified food in Africa lies a silent war. A war for our land, our health, and the very seeds that define who we are. And at the center of it all is a billionaire named Bill Gates.
The progress over the last several decades has been pretty amazing, both reducing childhood death, getting kids in school, getting agricultural productivity up, and reducing extreme poverty. But it's really Africa that still has a doubling in population to 2050 and probably another doubling to 2100, where you really have to do a good job if you're trying to get these extreme poverty rates down. So if we don't do better in investing in human capital in Africa, yes, the number of people in extreme poverty is actually going to go up.
He talks about human capital, but what he really means is controlling the foundation of life itself, food. Because while Gates funds GMOs, patents genes, and promotes synthetic seeds, our traditional seeds are being pushed out, quietly, permanently. They promised it would solve everything: hunger, poverty, poor harvests. But today, African citizens are beginning to ask, at what cost? Previous studies linked GMOs to cancer. So what has changed? Why the rush? Why are we being told to fill our stomachs today, only to fill our hospitals in 10 years?
Previous studies have shown GMO to be a health hazard, especially being linked to cancer. What has changed? I know science and studies keep on changing, but the old must never be ignored. Thorough and continuous investigative studies should be done. Why the hurry? Are GM foods the only solution to our current situation? As the government is looking for long-term interventions to curb hunger and starvation, it is also important to focus on long-term effects of GMO foods. Why should we fill our stomachs today? Then in 10 years' time, we start dealing with massive cases of cancer and other diseases. Our health sector has enough to deal with. Why add the effects of GMO foods to the list? Let's prevent where we can, and we already have 1,000 ways to die. Why add GMO foods to the list?
And it's not just the health fears. GMO crops are patented. That means farmers can't save or replant seeds. They must buy them each season. From who? Often from the same companies backed by billionaires like Gates.
The GMO seeds are not replantable. So that means the farmers who are planting them, they're going to be buying these seeds every year. And from who? Who are the people selling the seeds? So these are things we need to look at. We're also encouraging government. If you insist you're going to go ahead with the GMO modification and GMO business and all that, fine, that's your business. But the truth is this: we must find a way of saving our natural seeds. We have a right to do that. The National Seed Council, I don't know what they're doing. Where are we saving our natural seeds? Because the truth is this: if we do not save our natural seeds, we are going to wake up one day and discover that every food we are eating in Nigeria is genetically modified. So the government, this is a democratic administration. This is a democratic system that we're running. So the way we eat and what we eat also needs to be democratic. I have to be able to decide what I want to eat. Now, another thing I encourage Nigerians to...
What do we want? GMO-free Nigeria. So that is what gathered here to join our voices to say that enough is enough. We do not want GMO in this country. Food is what makes us. And if what makes us is poison, it means we ourselves have become poison.
This is food security. In my hand, local seed. I can grow it, share it, replant it. It connects me to my ancestors. It feeds my children. This is sovereignty.
Hello friends in farming. So when I talk about food security, this is what we call food security right here in my hands. Being able to plant our local seed, being able to replant it, share it, enjoy it. This is very nutritious. As a Zambian farmer, small scale farmer, medium farmer, this is what you need to plant in your fields. I just feel very rooted to, my ancestors, and being able to share this seed with others is a privilege. My children's children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, this is what they will also be a part of, Seed is also memory, and seed sovereignty is everything. Being able to, this is food security in a nutshell, and being able to grow what is local, what was grown in the past, what will be grown in the future is a real privilege as a Zambian farmer. So grow local and keep it going, and remember to think of our future generations. And this is definitely what we call food security.
GMO farming breaks that chain. It creates dependence. Dependence on external labs, foreign patents, synthetic fertilizers, and toxic pesticides. GMO foods are synthetic. The body doesn't recognize them. Some preservatives stay in your body for 5 to 10 years. The damage builds slowly. You won't even realize what's making you sick. Already, pesticides like Roundup, linked to cancer in US courts, are being dumped in Africa. Why? Because in Europe and America, they've been sued and banned.
It's allowed for foods that are GMO to be labeled organic. It tells you that it is a GMO product, genetically modified organism.
And why do we want to stay away from GMO foods?
Because it's synthetic. The body can't recognize it. So it wreaks havoc in the body. Think about it. They're grapes. Grapes grow with seeds. But now you can buy organic grapes that don't have seed. There is no food that is seedless naturally.
What are preservatives and why aren't they good?
Well, many of them stay in our bodies 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and they form as free radicals. The body can't digest them. They don't know what it is. And free radicals eventually come together and clog arteries or turn into disease. I don't tell people that, you're going to die if you eat that. I don't say that to you. I encourage you to do your own research, okay? Because there are a lot of foods that are GMO that are not labeled GMO. So you don't even know,
Right.
okay? Because the FDA so conveniently made it so that these manufacturers don't have to label it anymore. They used to have to, but they don't.
Why are we eating what others have rejected? Ever heard of the Svalbard Global Seed Vault? One of the most protected places on Earth. It stores millions of organic seeds from across the world. No GMO seeds allowed. Ask yourself, why are we told to plant GMOs while they preserve the real seeds? The answer is simple: control.
Have you ever wondered why one of the most protected places on Earth is the seed bank, where all organic seeds sourced from across the world are stored? It's called Svalbard Global Seed Vault, and it holds about 642 million seeds from about 930,000 varieties of food crops from 13,000 years of agricultural history. Have you ever taken the time to ask yourself why you're being compelled to eat GMO foods and plant GMO seeds while no GMO seeds are allowed in the vault?
The first generation of GMOs failed. They bred super pests and super weeds that are harder to kill. So now they want to go further. Gene editing and gene drives. Technology so powerful they can wipe out entire species. Gates co-funded this technology and owns patents via a company called Editas. DARPA and Gates want to drive amaranth, a sacred crop, to extinction. This is not innovation. This is bioterrorism.
Generation of GMOs, the BT cotton, the Roundup Ready soya and Roundup Ready corn, have started to breed super pests and super weeds. So now they're trying to get new GMOs based on gene editing and gene drives. In gene editing, not only is Gates financing the research, he has created a company for the patents. It's called Editas. So he will collect rents when the gene editing is pushed through. And worse, in the United States, half the farmlands are overtaken by superweeds. The most important one is Palmer amaranth. Amaranth is a sacred crop for us. We eat it. Now the U.S. defense system, DARPA, and Bill Gates have joined hands for a new technology called gene drives to push species to extinction. And they want to drive the amaranth to extinction. And there's a footnote in that report saying, oh yeah, there'll be a food security impact on India. They eat amaranth. No, there'll be a food security impact on the world. This is an acceleration of the race to extinction. It is immoral. It should be made illegal.
This isn't about feeding Africa. It's about owning its future. Organic regenerative farming keeps the soil alive, grows nutrient-rich food, builds immunity. It is how God intended agriculture to be. Across the continent, African farmers are standing firm, reclaiming indigenous seeds, practicing traditional soil care, saying no to chemicals. Ntahi Kagwe said no vaccine, no fertilizer, no pesticide will be allowed in Kenya unless it's being used in the original country. We will not be the lab rats. From Kenya to South Africa to Nigeria, citizens and leaders are rising. Africa stands at a crossroads. We either protect our seeds, our stories, our soils, or we let foreign billionaires rewrite our future in their image. Seed is memory. Seed is life. Grow local. Grow free. This is the fight of our time. Share this video. Speak up in your community. Plant indigenous seeds. Subscribe to See Africa TV. Stand for Africa's food freedom. This video is for informational and entertainment purposes only. We encourage all viewers to conduct their own research and consult health, agricultural, and scientific experts. See Africa TV stands for transparency, informed choice, and food sovereignty for the African people.